Been waiting a little while to make this video, and most people who are familiar with my channel know who and what I'm talking about. Being the kind of person I am, I travel from coast to coast. I set up military compounds wherever I go. I have 32 campsites in 12 different states, and I enjoy my life. I have money, I work, I interview people. I have tape recordings from what pretty much seemed like a prison sentence. This winter, I was trapped in Maine, and anybody, especially people in Massachusetts and New Hampshire, who are familiar with what people in Maine are, like, I could only compare it to the movie Wrong Turn, or, what you see in modern day Appalachia, or, like, western Mississippi or eastern Tennessee, or some of the more poorer parts of Alabama. But family invited me up there, and they swindled me for everything, and tried to have me locked in a mental institution after they robbed me. It's called gaslighting. You can look it up. But, long story short, I have tape. I have fucking interviews from that place that'll blow your mind. Just the sickness that I can finally prove, and it's one of the reasons why I did put myself through that. And by put myself through that, I literally mean I have a scar. Like, I have 6 stitches on my head. People up there would typically alternate between calling me a faggot and threatening to rape me. And because I wouldn't have either, I had a jagged rock thrown at my head, and I just decided I was going to leave and freeze my cock off here in New Hampshire. And so I have a bunch of heating equipment, cooking equipment, food, water, milk. No, I got myself all set up, $6,000 in the bank. I'm getting ready to buy a tiny house. But I travel, and I'm a pretty happy, productive person now. I wasn't always that way, and I guess just because I let negative people into my life, I'm probably going to deal with negative people, at least on my channel, until I create a new one or just stop using YouTube. If you go down to the comments section, like I said, you're all probably familiar with this individual. I don't normally address trolls directly because I just don't have to. It's not a part of my life anymore, but there's this one guy by the name of Fox Azure, who is a demonstrable child molester who targets 16 to 19-year-old. He's kind of like a hebephile type. Pedophiles go after people in their prepubescent developmental stages, but hebephiles go after people who are still kids, but still going through puberty. You can look it up. It's a thing. It's like as close to a kid fucker as you can get. And most people in Maine, like I said, like if you're familiar with New Hampshire and Mass and you talk to people down here about people up there, you find that the majority of people up in Maine are just kid fuckers, mentally ill gaslighters, psychopaths, narcissists, entitled, just undiverse, unhappy, angry people. Every video I've ever made has one of his comments on it. You can go through the list, and I'm going to stop responding to them and just let them build up and screenshot them all. I've interviewed the man's family. He has beaten his elderly father. He has preyed on and gang stalked his, or just stalked. I don't know if there's anyone else involved. There probably was one other person, but I don't want to name names quite yet. His sister preyed on her kids. She ran and ran and ran to get away from this individual, Fox. And he's a furry. He likes to dress up in little costumes and fuck, underage boys, and he does all kinds of fucked up shit. And I just thought I'd make a video, to announce this person who has finally returned to my channel. After 3 years of stalking my channel and posting things every hour on the hour it used to be, but I guess I got a break for a little bit, and now that I'm successful again, as As it is with people who are making better strides in their life. I'm making $15 an hour. I'm working 48 hours a week, and here come the trolls. So yeah, if you just go through the comments section, you'll see it. Like I said, I normally rise above it, but something has to be said. It's been 5 years. I've never actually been stalked for 5 years on an internet thing. And normally we don't like use YouTube anyway, because YouTube is fucking trash. I mean, on BitChute we're getting like 700 views a day, and on YouTube we're getting the same, but all the views just get censored, deleted, we're shadow banned, all kinds of fucked up shit. So it's really like, I just kind of like dump stuff here, and for the few people who still use YouTube, you can follow us here. We're also a pirate radio station. I have a ham radio. I have CB, FM. My broadcast location will be announced in our secret Facebook group. We rock it out on 99.9 FM from coast to coast, and if I'm in your city, you'll probably hear me. At least if you're, within 5 to 10 kilometers of your more built-up region, your downtown. So check us out on Facebook at Anonymous Radio Redux. And I guess, in my personal experience, my advice to you is to just don't acknowledge it. Trolls will eventually troll themselves. You just have to let it happen. Every girl who's ever coming into like we had this one girl by the name of Hannah Holbrook who came on our show just to tell us that the man is mentally ill, and he is mentally ill. I mean, he's a welfare recipient who makes videos about drinking Natty Daddy, and his jokes aren't funny, and he just cries a lot, and that's it. There's really nothing productive there. I did like his band Industrial Frost. You can check out some of that on his channel, but that's not really his band either. Most of the people who he would work with, he would use them for all their equipment, their transportation. He'd sleep on their couch drunk and steal their shit that they created and try to take credit for it. So yeah, that's a troll. Trolls are usually just sick in the head. You can't acknowledge it. So that's going to be my one video. If somebody's gaslighting you or abusing you or asking you for more than you're expected to do, just don't do it. If your boss is telling you to work extra hours, ask for pay. If your friends are trying to get you to do shit for them, don't. Demand money for it. Seriously, I'm not being selfish, but people are fucked in the head now. They're just very selfish, they're userish, and the more you do for them, the more they'll take. So you gotta stand up for yourself. There's two people in a decaying society. There are feeders, and there are people who are just preyed on. And that's it. Slave, master. In order to become the master, you have to become the feeder. So, we here at Anonymous Radio hunt pedophiles. That would be you, sir. Fight me on it.